Hello friends, this is Wendy, and my book, Christmas Carol book, all of the signatures are done and I'm really excited. So I'm going to get started on putting the book together. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these down to fortify this bend right here. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Okay, so I put the signatures in like a sandwich so I can know how big I need to make this. And my rulers have this little, I guess it's 1/8 of an inch that it adds. So I need to make this probably right at 3 inches, maybe. Might want to make it a little more than 3 inches because you want to have a little more space. Although I think usually when they say to make that added space, I think it's when you're putting it together and you don't know how much you're going to be adding to it. Here's an example. This one I haven't filled up yet. So, you want to leave space for it to grow. Okay, so this one is 3 inches, this spine. I think I will make this 3 inches. It would be better to have a little bit of added space than not enough. Okay, so this is 8 by 3. And then this is Tyvek. You see it on the side of people's houses. It's a moisture barrier that they put on the side of houses. And this will work really well on here. And since this is 3 inches, let's do the math. This is 1 inch. This is 3 inches, and there's another 1 inch there. I need to make this 8 by 5. I made this about 5.5 instead because I figured I wouldn't mind having a little bit of wiggle room in case I needed it. Now this one I'm going to glue this side because there is more likelihood of the design showing this way than this way because you'll have all the signatures against it. And it's going to be covered in fabric. And if I'm trying to cut all the noise out, but we're putting a new floor in that room. If you remember, we are gutting a room. Well, it's already been gutted, and there's already new, I'm terrible. I'm trying to do something and think of words all at the same time. Insulation. So we put new insulation, new windows, new insulation. The sheetrock is up, and now the subfloor is going down because we're going to tile the room. We like tile in this house. My husband and sons. It's easy to clean, that's for sure. So, all right. Okay, so I trimmed this up so that it is 8, and I decided that I wanted to take 1/4 of an inch off of each side because I was watching my video from back in November, and my fabric will go over here, and then I'll put paper on top of that. So you want to have a nice crease here, and it's even more important once you get the fabric on, that you want to have a nice crease there so that this will open, but it won't be too big and sloppy and all that. So I went to the fabric store, so I didn't take my book with me, and I was thinking this would be perfect, right? It's not terrible. Yeah, that's perfect. So this is a fat 1/4, and the size is large enough that you can do at least 2. Might be able to do more than 2. So I'm just going to share a couple of things while I wait for my iron to warm up. The fat 1/4 size is perfect for, oh, my iron's in the way, for covering this all the way, which is what you're going to want. It's basically 17 by 17. So if you need 5, you could get 3 book spines. If you're going to make them about 3 inches, you can get 3 book spines out of this. If you're going to make them wider than that, you can get less. Or if you're going to make them narrower than that, you can get more. But it's a good size. So, and I have this, I'll show you in a minute who it's by, but on one side it has a cutting board, and on the other side it has an ironing board, so you can stick it on any table. I just think it's nice and handy. I really don't have to iron all of it, and I think I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break, because they've already cut this side perfectly. So I flipped it over. It's by OmniGrid. And I'm gonna fold this in half just so it fits on my OmniGrid that much better. So I want this to be 5 inches. I don't care if it's a little extra. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to set that here. In fact, I'll push this up just a little bit so that I make sure that my ruler is straight. I want to make sure that this is straight too. Okay, now my ruler is straight. Since I'm going to work with fabric, I am going to clean my board. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is find my fabric fix. So what I have in here, in case you don't already know, is PVA glue. And it is bookbinding glue. And when it goes down, it's down. I mean, it's really, there's no forgiveness with it, really. And the next thing I want to do is find kind of like the center, which this looks like it would be the center-ish. Doesn't have to be exact. I'm gonna start gluing. want to make sure that there is space there. So now I'm going to just glue right here. I'm gonna let this dry for a minute. Oh, I need to make sure that I get this in here. So that, is there a nice crease? Yes. And here, nice crease. Yes. And I'm gonna clean this off, let this dry, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going around and making sure the edges are glued down well. So I like to put a piece of paper about 1 inch on the inside just to make sure everything looks nice and tidy. So I want to use paper that is complementary. I tried another piece that did not look nearly so good, but I like this color next to it. I really like that. I think I'm gonna do 1 inch on each one. So the main reason that I'm doing this is to make a nice clean transition from the fabric to the back of the book. All right, so this is the end of part 1. I've decided to do this in 2 parts just because it really does take time, even when I speed up. But I do feel like each time I make one of these, it gets a little easier. And let me turn that over. I think that the inside looks a little better than it did last time. Last time I tried to turn this under. Well, at least the one in November, I tried to turn this under to make a nice little tuck. Nope, no. This looks better than that did. Anyway, not nearly as much glue on everything either. So yeah, definitely getting better each time. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, give it a big thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.